So a couple days ago, I was very surprised to see a fragrance show up at my doorstep. Sometimes when you get PR, you have no idea where they even got your address, you're not notified. So this was a pleasant surprise. We are going to be talking about the new vanilla fragrance from Phlur known as Vanilla Canyon. So I was really excited to get this because I actually went to Sephora maybe like a week ago to try to find it. I don't know if it had been released yet, but it wasn't there. I couldn't smell it, so I was like, whatever. I'll get it when it's, I don't know, more available. So I was very excited to see this at my house. So let's talk about this fragrance. What does it smell like? How does it compare to the original Vanilla Skin fragrance? Is it a safe blind buy, etc., etc.? So first off, in Phlur's words, Vanilla Canyon is supposed to evoke this limitless and soulful yet still sweet take on vanilla. The limitless thing, I don't know. I'm not sure what that means with a fragrance. When I think limitless, I kind of think like ethereal. It's definitely not that. But soulful vanilla, I think I can understand where they are, getting that from. This is a sweet vanilla, of course, because you're going to have notes of plum. You're also going to get honey. Of course, you get the Madagascar vanilla, tonka patchouli, and oak wood as well. When you compare it to Vanilla Skin, to me, it's not as sweet as Vanilla Skin. Vanilla Skin gives you that like powdered sugar with a little bit of apple type of sweetness, whereas this is like a deep, I'm surprised there's no amber in here, but like a deep, richer take on vanilla. You can for sure smell the plum. I actually thought that at first there was some type of like booze note in here because it almost gives like plum rum or plum booze type of feeling. So you get the plum, you get the sweetness from the tonka, you do get the honey as well, but thankfully, at least for me, the honey is not done in what I would consider to be like an obnoxiously loud way. It's done very moderately. It seems like it's just there to add sweetness to the overall profile, but it's not like when you smell this fragrance, you're like, oh wow, yeah, that's so much strong honey. Kind of like what you can smell in their other honey focused fragrance, Honeymoon. That one is like, oh yeah, that's very honey. This is very, very plum focused, along with vanilla and a woody base. Sometimes I can be picky with wood notes. I don't think that the wood in here is done at an intolerable level. I don't think it's too masculine. I do think it's unisex. I definitely think my husband could wear this and I could wear this. I don't think it really leans masculine or feminine. I really think it's unisex just because of the way that they've constructed this as like a darker, richer, but still sweet vanilla. That is, some men don't like to wear vanilla, but for the men who do like to wear vanilla, I think that this would definitely still be a safe option for them. Longevity on this fragrance, I was surprised by. Because on my skin, I've been able to get at least 7 hours of wear, which is really good. I feel like sometimes I struggle with some of the Phlur fragrances. That's why I prefer Vanille Blanc from Cudlush over Vanilla Skin because I get better performance out of that one. But this one I think is quite nice. When you initially spray it, you're hit with the plum. In my opinion, you're hit with the plum, but you're also hit with that sweetness from the tonka. As it continues to develop on the skin, I feel like that oak moss starts to come through more. The patchouli starts to come through more. I feel like the vanilla is kind of in there the entire time, but kind of like underneath everything, almost forming a foundation of the scent. But overall, I almost wish they would have put booze in here because I think that would have been even nicer. But overall, it's a plum, oaky vanilla that is rich, definitely darker than Vanilla Skin, not as sweet, unisex, and absolutely perfect for fall. Like, it felt like they made this fragrance for fall. It also feels like, at least the marketing of how they are, displaying this fragrance and the images around them, to me, nailed it. Like the idea of going to the Grand Canyon, being somewhere outside around rocky formations, like it feels like it fits that type of scenario or scene in my mind. Not that I know what the Grand Canyon smells like, but if I were to ever go to the Grand Canyon, I feel like this makes sense. It feels like a outdoorsy, not trying to be your typical, stereotypical gourmand of being, just kind of sweet and pleasant. It does have sweetness to it, don't get me wrong, and I would for sure still consider this a gourmand, but it's just a gourmand that's done in a richer way. I really like it. I have so far layered it with 2 fragrances. One, Vanilla Skin, of course, from Phlur, or Vanille Blanc. I have both of them. I think that goes together very well, especially if you're someone who feels like you may struggle with this being unisex and you want to sweeten it up, but still keep it in the vanilla family. I think that the Vanilla Skin just adds on that extra dash of razzle dazzle to it. I've actually heard some people feel or say that they feel like this is essentially the same fragrance as Vanilla Skin, but just in a darker way, which is interesting. To me, I'm gonna spray it again, both of them here on my hand. When I've compared them, I feel like you can tell that they're both Phlur products, if that makes sense. Like you can smell the, I don't know, like the Phlur vanilla in them, but I really do think that they're very different vanillas. It's just that the way that they do their vanilla, that part of it is similar. Kind of like the way that Guerlain does its vanilla is similar. But I don't think that these fragrances, you know, smell too alike to each other at all. I do not think that it's redundant to have both of them in your collection at all. That's just my opinion. The other fragrance that I've actually been enjoying layering this one with is one that I recently spoke about. It kind of reminds me of this one. It's the Billie Eilish Intense fragrance. Yeah, I know. There's something about it. There's something about, I think maybe the fact that the Billie Eilish, of course, also has vanilla. It has the red berries, which red berries are not the exact same as plum, but you know, kind of similar type of fruity thingies. And it also has the tonka, and it also has a little bit of like a spicy wood vibe. So there are facets to the Billie Eilish fragrance, both the original and the Intense, that I think are similar to the Vanilla Canyon. So I think those actually have been going together very well. Either way, a great pick once again for fall. I really like this one. I've also heard some people say that they have not been very impressed with a lot of the recent releases from Phlur, whether that is, you know, some of their newer EDPs like Honeymoon, which I personally like, but whatever. But also some of their body mists have kind of been not really, I guess, giving the Phlur that people initially came to love. I think though this one, if you are someone who feels that way, I really think that this one is worth a sniff. Because it's really good, and I don't think it smells exactly like anything on the market. And if you're into rich, dark vanillas, not necessarily smoky and not too woody, but woody in still like a mainstream likable way, I could really see you enjoying this one. So is it safe blind buy? I don't think I would consider it safe blind buy because not everyone is going to like the plum. Like there's a lot of plum in this fragrance. It's not your typical just straight up vanilla. It's also not your typical, you know, gourmand vanilla cake type of vanilla. This is for someone who's looking for a rich, dark vanilla that is great for fall, has a woody oak base to it, and has a large amount of plum that almost starts to encroach into the boozy territory, but not quite. So big fan of this one so far, would recommend. I'm sure it's gonna be just a matter of time before a brand dupes it if it continues to be popular, just like the original Vanilla Skin. But yeah, definitely worth a sniff if you are in Sephora. If you're at a Sephora that carries this, I would definitely get your nose on it. Let me know if you have already smelled it or if you plan to, and I'll see you guys back tomorrow for our next episode.